The killer in you is the power in me. Pleased to meet you, so good to see. The killer in you will keep me alive. Back to back, self-sacrifice.
Rebound is only 1 week away, and tonight, as Millennium presents its 94th edition, we welcome you tonight to a night where a lot is on the line here tonight, not just in the main event, but in the undercard as well, as we have one more match to decide heading into next week's big event of the year, as the ACL Tag Team Eliminator match between Dojo Saotome and the Legendary Defenders will find out who will face off against the Orochi Clan next week. And not only that, tonight, tempers will finally flare up in our main event as Deku and Jotaro face off for a second time. All of this and much more tonight here on Millennium. And we're getting set right here tonight with someone who has made quite the impact here on the Golden Brand on his first night. Getting into a massive encounter against the Phenomenal Wave Master tonight. However, Noctis Lucis Kylum is looking to try and avenge that loss just a few weeks ago and walk out tonight with a massive W, his first W since being drafted, mind you. And one realistically has to wonder, given everything in this regard, that the former world champion here tonight has to be thinking, I have to win here tonight in order to start climbing back up in the ranks again. Because again, he's starting from ground zero here on the Millennium brand after so long of being a top dog on the Prime brand, one could argue. But this one in particular, someone who made his mark well and truly last season, Jude Mavis last season made quite the impact in his debut year, making quite a name for himself in terms of his high-flying ability and also his well-grounded stability as well in the ring. But tonight he faces off against someone who realistically has had quite a lot more experience over the last few years, but is well more invested in one particular style. And one has to wonder, given everything that Jude did last season to climb up in the ranks, one has to wonder if he's ready to do the exact same thing all over again tonight and start up the final season, his last season here on the Millennium brand, in a major way. And here we go, the two locking up, and Noctis immediately going for a high-flying maneuver off the ropes just like that. However, Jude taking advantage of that fact and going right for the reversal strikes and even just starting to wear down on Noctis just like that in these opening minutes of the match right here. And now Jude with a belly-to-belly suplex just like that, going right for it. Going right for the assault right there from the opening moments of this match, and an elbow drop right there from the top. I mean, you can definitely tell right here tonight, Jude is definitely not taking any prisoners in this opening minutes of this match. Noctis caught off guard for one moment, and that specific moment has cost him dearly in the opening minutes of this match, and another belly-to-belly suplex just like that by Jude. The overhead smash just like that, and wait a minute, no, Noctis coming back after all of that. Coming back up the rear just from out of nowhere. And right there with that drop off the ropes just like that and a forearm smash, Noctis is coming right back around after the first few minutes of the match have not really been in his favor, going right back forward and a spine buster. Going for a pin already. Only getting a 1, however, with that. Continuing to go for the assault. Oh! Clothesline off the springboard just like that. And Jude is in a precarious position right here and now by the King of Lucis right here. And really, this is kind of the thing that you have to keep in mind when going up against someone like Noctis. You really got to make sure that if you're keeping the advantage, you cannot afford any level of being able to... You cannot afford any amount of... Well, what we're seeing right now, just having the advantage taken away from you if you manage that just like that. And now Noctis taking advantage of it, a splash from the top, going for the pin! Once again, only netting just a 1 count, just like that. And Jude, on the other hand, going right for it, and setting him up! Oh, God! Laying him down flat just like that! 2! And it is not looking good for Noctis, who just a minute ago was taking the advantage right back into his own hands in this contest right here tonight. And you can tell Jude is now taking full advantage right into his own right! And that clothesline, and oh boy, it's not looking good here. Jude looking to set up Final Fury! Final Fury hitting the target just like that! No! And Jude thought he had it won with the Final Fury just like that, but Noctis proving that there's a lot more that you need to do in order to keep a man like him down. This is a former world champion we're talking about here. Even though Jude is wearing down at the arms, a smart maneuver on the part of Jude here tonight. Noctis swiftly getting out of it and then some, but Jude trying to take the advantage back into his position, but no! Noctis not allowing it for even a second. Misdirecting him with the clothesline right there, ducking under, going right back from behind. Noctis taking advantage right back into his position just like that. Oh, and scratching at the back of Jude Mavis just like that. Noctis has... And wait a minute, no, what is he faking? Tiger Bomb! Tiger Bomb from out of nowhere right there by Jude Mavis, but Noctis is right back up and no! Jude sets the clothesline coming up, and there another belly-to-belly suplex. Really, it's been an even contest so far between both of these men in our opening contest here tonight. And here's the thing, Jude is definitely proving that despite his inexperience in the ring, he is proving that he can indeed hold his own against a former world champion like Noctis Lucis Kylum right here tonight. And he is proving that all and then some in this opening minutes in this opening contest right here tonight. And his first match in the 7th season of ACL just in general here tonight. Oh, and a Snapdragon suplex just like that. Jude definitely showcasing his more well-rounded abilities in the ring, if we can call it that. And really, he's just going right all in on the strikes just like that. Going right in and using that martial arts background to his advantage. Taking those hard-hitting strikes. But the hard-hitting strikes can only take you down for so long. And Noctis is showing that you can only do it for so long in a contest like this before you simply have to wonder what else can you bring to the contest here. And Noctis thinking he knows what he can do to bring it down. Mark of the Kings! Mark of the Kings right there, going for the pin. 1, 2. Only netting a 2 count. Only netting a 2 count with the Mark of the Kings, but that was a close 2 count, I will say that. Jude now thinking he has to find a way to clinch it just like that. But no! Royal Ascent! Royal Ascent right there by Noctis. 1, 2. Once again, only a 2 count right there by Noctis onto Jude. And it is still anyone's ball game at this point. Let's be real about this here. It is still anyone's game, and we're still only just to think this is only just our opening contest and we still have 2 big matches to look forward to here tonight. Like, we have a tag team eliminator match right here on our next match right after this one. And we also have Deku Jotaro 2 in our main event here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Millennium 94 here tonight is a massive night as we head into Rebound. And as I say that, Jude looking to try and take the match back into his own position. Not going for it, however. Noctis, on the other hand, bringing him right back down. And Noctis looking to put the finishing touches right here, going for those strikes onto Jude, recoiling him into a Hurricane Rana as well for good effort as well. And really, Noctis is just trying to see if there is still any fight left in Jude Mavis at this point. Jude finding a singular opening to be able to go down flat with this one. And he could be looking for it one more time. Final Fury for a second time in the match. That might be it. 2. No! And to think Jude pulled out the Final Fury twice onto Noctis, and that still doesn't net him the victory. Noctis has to be thinking, what do I have to do to end this if that's not going to be it? And I think he might be looking to put it to end right here and now for a second Mark of the Kings, just like that. 1, 2, 3. Getting the free count win over Jude Mavis here tonight. Getting his win back over Tsukasa. And showing that the King of Lucis still has it. Even on unfamiliar turf. Even if it came at the expense of Jude Mavis. Noctis here tonight is proving why he is still one of the damn best on this league and on this brand.
It's not a secret I've been seeing in the background for a while. What with the being around here for longer than most really have a chance to keep themselves relevant and all. That I haven't been able to really show off my stuff as much as I would like. So color me surprised that I've been granted this chance to fight for the crossover championship. Something that brought me into this league in the first place, for those who don't know the history books. After the champ offered it up. Haseo, I'm certainly not a pushover. You know this by now, giving up we've been in the ring together once and twice. But this time it's different. Now I know what you are capable of as champion. I wanna know you can do it to me. I saw your match against Tsutsaka. I know for a fact that you can go harder than most of now. But I want you to prove that you can match in my level and keep that belt. Short and point. At Rebound, I want you to challenge me this time, kid. Give me a challenge, and I'll give you a match to help prove that your win against your mentor in December was no fluke.
And a big message on the part of Squall Leonhart makes it clear that he is going to go into that match against Haseo next week with everything to gain, especially given it's Squall Leonhart's first opportunity at a championship in quite some time. But ladies and gentlemen, getting set for our next contest of this evening, and it is our tag team eliminator match, where the winning team will go up to face off against the Orochi Clan next week for the Millennium Tag Team titles. And in this match, the returning Dojo Saotome and Ryoga Hibiki, the team known as Dojo Saotome, former Millennium Tag Team Champions in their own right, walk into this contest here tonight looking to get a chance to face off for those belts once more. But tonight they have to face off against a team that they know familiarly well, but also someone that Ranma has more recently faced off against. It was only 2 weeks ago that Ranma and Keith faced off against each other in one-on-one combat in Ranma's return match here on Millennium after being on the shelf for a few weeks. That win spurred on Maximilian Pegasus to name this Eliminator match where between the two teams. Now, we know for a fact that Dojo Saotome do have the pedigree in terms of facing off for the Millennium Tag titles, and arguably in any other circumstance they would be the uncrowned #1 contenders. But Pegasus is simply stating, if you can beat one member of that team in singles action, you can prove that you deserve to get your rematch for the belts by beating them both in tag team action. And you can see the focus as both men are starting off this match as the bell rings right here, and both of them immediately going for it. Keith showing off that he is not going to go down like he did the first go around in solo action against Ranma. He is going to showcase that and immediately as soon as I say that, I jinx it, because Ranma tags in Ryoga. And a super kick right into a pedigree just like that. And you can tell Keith is already royally pissed about the situation. And he's taking it out squarely on Ryoga because he was looking to get his lick back against Ranma Saotome after what happened a few weeks ago. Well, sorry to have to say this to you, Keith, but unfortunately, you're probably going to have to work to get that one-on-one against Ranma again, given everything. Because you have to be imagining right now that Ranma, I have to say that Keith has definitely got to be fuming about what happened to on his match against Ranma. Because in any other circumstance, barely missing the target against Ryoga there with that senton. But even then, you have to be thinking that in terms of the situation at hand, that Keith has to be fuming a little bit, given the fact that he barely got that he lost in Ranma's return match, and now he's barely been able to get any strikes onto him. And Keith, Lance, on the other hand, mistiming it with that strike onto Ryoga, which may have cost some valuable ability right there, and that gave Ryoga a bit of time to recover as well. Keith, on the other hand, trying his best to get back out of it there, sending him off to the outside. Drop kick sends Ryoga to the outside just like that. And Ryoga taking full advantage of it, trying to go for Keith, trying to take out Lance, but Keith, on the other hand, springboarding to the outside to try and come to the aid, even if it was a second too late, picking up his fallen ally in regards to that, trying to get him back in position. And Keith, on the other hand, trying to ensure that Ryoga does not get the tag onto Ranma there, despite wanting to get the match back into just being him and Ranma. He knows when he's beat and he has to make the tag, in which he does to Lance. And immediately the first move from Lance to try and put it back into position of both members of the Legendary Defenders, and it is not looking good. But Lance playing possum for a second, trying to get just some semblance, just trying to keep the momentum going for the Legendary Defenders there, and even get a little bit of payback in regards to the assault from Ryoga. Now you can tell that Lance most certainly is trying to take advantage of it, and the roll right there, right into the Pele as well for good measure. And this is not looking good on the part of Lance. On the part of Ryoga. Lance shoving him into the corner, and now Lance still keeping up the momentum for the part of Legendary Defenders here, and Ryoga might very well be in trouble as he's set up to the top just like that, and the arm twist sending him right back down. And oh god, Lance going up top, stop, thinking he was going to stop Ryoga from getting the hot tag, but Ryoga gets out of the way regardless, and now it's not looking good on the part of Lance there. Ryoga simply making the tag right back to Ranma just like that, but Ranma going right back to it. And now the back and forth and a pop-up DDT. Pop-up Total World DDT right there by Lance, continuing to keep the momentum going. Oh! Laying onto the side of Ranma Saotome. Ranma, who only just came back from a really bad injury on the part of several bits that took him out of action for a very long time, and they're looking to take advantage of all of that, the head and the chest, aiming for it and going for the pinning predicament as a result. No, Ryoga coming right to the aid of Ranma. And Keith making Ryoga pay dearly for it, and Ranma, on the other hand, looking to make Keith pay in kind for that as well. And it's not looking good on the part of Keith here, as Ranma looks to take position back into the match, but no! Going back and forth between the both of them now. Now it is truly one-on-one with both members on the other side not really getting involved. And Ranma looking to take advantage of the ring position there! And that pop-up enziguri as well. Ranma going for a splash to the outside. Keith denying it in his tracks just like that, but no! Keith, no! Ranma with a forearm strike just like that as well. Looking to bring Keith into the inside of the ring again, but no, Keith recoiled it just like that, and Ryoga, paying dearly for getting involved in a gutbuster for good measure, lays him out. And no, Keith and Lance with a double team right there onto Ranma. And Ranma taking the advantage, and instead of going for Keith, and oh, Jesus! Yeah, this is where we see this take it in stride right here and now, but wait a minute, what is Keith thinking? Mighty driver on the outside onto Ranma, just like that. Taking advantage of the situation and bringing and throwing Ranma back into the ring with a mighty driver, going for the pin. 1, 2. Only netting a 2 with the mighty driver right there onto Ranma. Thinking he had him in that moment like he did in their match 2 weeks ago. Still yet to properly get it. Making the tag to Lance, and a double super kick for good measure right there onto Ranma. Making the tag to Ryoga now, and Ryoga thinking he might be able to getting pumped up, and just like that, and wait a minute, surprising him from out of nowhere, the P-drop! The P-drop from out of nowhere, and only netting a 2 as well. Everyone on all counts, pulling out all the stops against one another to try and net this win right here tonight. And I agree with the crowd right there when they're screaming for tag team wrestling. We're seeing it in its purest form right here tonight, as these two teams, staples of the Millennium brand, mind you, are putting in the work right here tonight to prove that they can indeed put in those hard yards against one another and to decide who can maybe dethrone the Orochi Clan in 1 week at Rebound. And going for that tarantula choke just like that. Lance taking full advantage of the situation, but Ryoga taking it again, going for those wild as hell martial arts strikes, trying to take out Keith from the equation as well. But that may have only incensed the situation to be in his favor, and it's not looking good on the part of Lance, however. Splashing him right into the corner. And following it up, dragging him right into his corner, making the tag to Ranma again. Tagging Ranma in now. and flipping him right back down onto his back. It is not looking good on the part of Lance here. I will tell you that right here and now. Lance with a wild lariat from out of nowhere, just like that, making the tag right. Making that. He's trying to make the tag. Keith is calling for the tag, but Lance is not having any of it. He's focusing his efforts squarely on taking out Ryoga. And that cost him dearly because now Keith is out of the equation. Lance is all alone in the ring. Keith, however, making a quick recovery at that, but you have to be thinking, what the hell is going on in the mind of Lance McLean right here tonight, as he's looking to just take full advantage and seemingly taking the entire initiative all on his own. And now Lance shoving Ranma back into the corner, hesitating there for a second, thinking he was going to go for the tag, but no, he's going right back onto the strike solo right here in this contest. I mean, yeah, he's barely gotten any licks in all match. Maybe he's wanting to let loose some of his own steam in a sense. Maybe he's wanting to take some of that out on Ranma as well, but that may have cost him, because Ranma is right back in the position in this contest where he could take full advantage. And Ranma, once again, making it clear that he is not letting the rust get to him in this match here tonight. With his win against Keith just a few weeks ago, he's looking to engage it very clearly, and he's taking full advantage of the situation. Onto Lance! And that rolling kick right there, and almost as if taunting Keith by making him watch with the Saotome rocket! 1, 2, 3. Oh, that was close. That was close with the Saotome rocket. Making the tag to Ryoga in the corner there. Ryoga almost as if stalking him, setting him up. Oh! And a modified power slam right there onto his knee. Gut busting him just like that on the way down as well. And Ryoga letting loose those strikes as well, sending Lance into the corner. What the hell am I talking about here? But Lance, knowing he has to make the tag and he has to make it soon. I mean, he's busted up for God's sake. And wait a minute, they're sending Ryoga into the corner here. Mighty roar! But sensing that might not be enough to keep Ryoga down, Keith is trying his damn best to ensure that if this is actually it, but he may have just cost him serious time in that regard, as Ryoga gets back up to his feet and taking the advantage, letting loose some fury of strikes as well for good measure, going for the pin as well. 2. Only netting a 2, but that one decision may have almost cost Keith precious time in this match and may have cost an opening clearly, because they could have taken that out with the mighty roar then and there. There was too much time wasted. Let's be clear about this here. And let's be clear about this. Keith trying to make sure that there's no distractions in that regard, but he keeps on getting intercepted right at the very last second onto Ranma. And Ranma knows exactly the same playbook he's trying to do here. But Keith is deciding he's having none of it. But is that too late? Ryoga's right back up. But wait a minute, no! Mighty driver being set up for a second time! Is that it? 2, 3. And just like that, with a mighty roar, with a second mighty driver, Keith and Lance will face off against the Orochi Clan for the Millennium Tag Team titles next week at Rebound. The question now remains, will they be the ones to dethrone the Millennium Tag Team Champions? We will find out next week.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a. We're gonna do it. Give us any chance, we'll take it. Read us any rule, we'll break it. We're gonna make our dreams come true. Do it our way. What would we do, baby, without us? What would we do, baby, without us?
And there ain't no nothing we can't love each other through. There's more to life than what you're living, so take a chance and face the wind. An open road and a road that's hit, a brand new life around the bend. There were times,
As long as we got each other, we got the world spinning right in our hands, baby, you and me. We gotta be.
it's everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away?
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. Saturday, what a day. Grooving all week with you. These days are ours. Share them with me. These days are ours. Happy and free. These happy days are yours and mine. These happy days are yours and mine. Happy days.
I don't think it needs to be said by this point, but my opponents next week really do seem like a lost cause, don't they? I mean, you don't even need a calculator to divide them. They practically did it all by themselves with how they can't seem to trust each other when it matters the most. Especially when they can't even agree on who should take old Goldie from me. Jotaro, you spent an entire season brutalizing the competition, and yet you got taken out flat by a number cruncher when I took the belt from you in December, and you've barely been able to get a finger on me since. It must be crushing to try and get to me only to fail time and time again. And you, young naive Deku scrub. You've spent so long trying to convince us you're this big, unstoppable, miracle kid hero, when in reality you're just some delusional kid who still needs his backup to do all the work for him. Well, you won't be able to do that next week, because your backup hates your guts as much as I do and wants to see you dead. And I simply can't wait to pick up the specks of dirt from you both at the end of the night and still be your untouchable Millennium Champion.
I mean, certainly bold words from the current Millennium Champion, and that is all I will say on that matter. But speaking of the two men he was talking about, it's about that time we get down to our main event of the evening, isn't it? As we get set for Jotaro vs. Deku 2 in your main event for Millennium 94. Now let's be clear about something here tonight. In any other circumstance compared to their first encounter, I am kind of upset that we're getting this so soon again, because realistically this should be under much different, much better circumstances all considered. Because these two are because yes, I will definitely say they've individually had their problems, not just as singular people, but also as general members of the roster. They've done good and bad in recent memory, I will definitely say that. But we should definitely not be having this in the midst of having Sho Minamimoto of all people as Millennium Champion, and these two are squabbling with each other over petty matters over who gets to be the one to dethrone him and who is really the more righteous one. And honest to God, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think the core of the issue here might not be with Jotaro Kujo. It might very well be with the man who's coming down to the ring right now, Midoriya Izuku, the hero from the United Academy, the wielder of One for All. And you can kind of tell the fans are sort of unsure about how to react to young Deku. If I can be upfront here, it really does seem like they're kind of mixed on how to feel regarding the situation, and especially in regards to how it is between him and Jotaro is not wasting any time! I mean, I had a whole bit to get to with that one, but I guess here we go, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event for ACL Millennium 94. It is Jotaro Kujo versus Midoriya Izuku 2, non-title, in your main event here tonight. A rematch from the All-Star Grand Slam 6 being shown right here tonight, here on Millennium 94. And right now, it's currently looking bad on the part of Jotaro, who took the initiative from the beginning of the match, and right now Deku is just taking it full on into his own hands. And right here, Deku is definitely still maintaining the advantage, but Jotaro, as soon as I say that, I really gotta stop doing this. But he's taking the advantage into his own right, and it is not looking good for Jotaro, just as I say that, because he is, oh my god! Plancha over the top of the rope right there by Midoriya! And Jesus Christ! Remind me again, when was Midoriya pulling out power bombs into knee strikes like he's doing here tonight? And you can, oh god, he's dishing out the brutality right there onto Jotaro, onto the outside. He's getting downright nasty right there on the outside. I mean, on one hand, I can't blame him. I can't blame him even a little bit in regards to that one, because Jotaro has been making Midoriya's life hell since he won Pop to victory and said he was coming for the Millennium title last season. And now, Jotaro is just making things so much worse, almost trying to get into the head of him. Like, I'm not going to say that Jotaro doesn't have a point there in regards to the more recent stuff here, and especially after what he was talking about last season. I mean, especially with Midoriya bringing up his opponent's kid for the second time. I mean, you have to be thinking to yourself there, the first time had to have been trying to make a statement. This time, when he did it against Jotaro, you have to imagine he was trying to get into his head as well. Only a 1 right there by Jotaro. Deku has definitely, however, been taking the majority of this match into his own hands with that one, essentially. And Deku is certainly trying to keep that advantage in his ballpark there. But he could be looking to try and wear it down. Full cowling! But Jotaro gets out of the way. And looking to take advantage of that once more by just shoving Deku into the corner, but Deku gets out of it just like that. And just taunting as he goes right back to the assault, right there onto Jotaro, and oh, Jesus! A hard knee strike right there onto the head of Jotaro, and continuing that vicious assault right there onto Jotaro. Like, he is looking to break him down bit by bit in this match. Christ! I mean, I know the guy has definitely been making it hard for you there, Deku, but you gotta wonder, and I'm especially imploring to everyone watching this at home here, you gotta wonder, Is this really righteous what Deku is doing here? Is this really the Deku that we have come to know and love for so many years? Is this really worth going down this path? Missed the target entirely as I was saying that. Like, again, I'm not saying that Deku doesn't have a point either. It really just... Deku, what are you thinking? Oh god, I was thinking he was thinking for something bad there. I was thinking, are you really that desperate there, Deku? But thankfully, I think he mistimed it. That half Nelson right there by Jotaro, but no! Deku gets up just as Jotaro was going for the assault right there. And Deku setting up Jotaro just like that. Setting him up in a powerbomb position. Oh my god! Deku simply saying no more half measures on the matter. No, a stomp denied. Jotaro on the other hand. Oh! Backbreaker right there by Jotaro Kujo on the outside onto Deku. Oh god! Now here comes the part where you can definitely tell these two hate each other. This is not an encounter where the two of them are just simply trying to figure out who the better man is from the Grand Slam anymore. This has gone way past that. This is all about pure hatred between two men who have gone the distance and talked it out long enough between each other at this point. And really, I don't blame them. I don't blame anyone in this regard, except for the fact that the person who is making this even worse is Sho Minamimoto. Goddamn Moto. And Deku doesn't want him to, and Deku does not want Jotaro to get counted out. He wants to keep this going as much as possible. He does not want the cheap win. He wants a definitive victory tonight against Jotaro Kujo. And again, like I was saying just a moment ago, this is all about pure hatred at this point, and we're seeing it just as Jotaro was shoved into those steps right there by Deku. Frog splash right there, but despite everything that these two are doing against each other, not one point have we seen these two really go for any big moves right there. And I say that, but Deku just like that, pulling out the full cowling right there onto Jotaro. He could be about to go, and he's setting it up right there for a Detroit smash. Detroit smash hitting the target. This could be it. Even after everything, that was only a 2 count. Oh god, he's faking a second one. He's faking for a second Detroit smash. Oh god, a second one of them going for a pin again. Is that actually gonna be it? 2. That had to have been a 2.9. There's no way. There is no way Jotaro did actually kick out before 3. That had... What on earth? How did he kick out of 2 Detroit smashes in a row after everything that has happened? And oh god, Jotaro saying a return over heaven! Over heaven. Delaying it a little bit, going for the pin, and only netting the 2 count as a result of that. I mean, these fans want them to go forever, but I don't think we could realistically say that in good conscience, given what we are seeing right here tonight. And I will go and bat for that one to say these two fighting forever is not what we want. We do not want these two to fight forever, because if these two fight forever, they may actually fight until one of them kills each other. And I think the fans might get their wish. We're getting a brawl of strikes right here and now between the both of them. And it's evenly matched between the both of them here. Jotaro getting slightly the upper edge up against Deku at this point, but it is... Oh! Jotaro laying it down just like that. And oh, wait a minute. Jotaro going for its Star Platinum just like that. That might be doing it right there for Deku. 1, 2... 2.9 again. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me right here? Who the hell are these two? Are they just being fueled by spite at this point? Because there's no earthly way that these two can keep going with this. And Deku shoving him right back up, saying, I'm not done with you yet. This ends when I say it's over. Oh! Jesus Christ! Again, like I was saying, we've got a bleeder right here, and that blood is on the hands of Midoriya Izuku. He cannot stop this. It is never fucking ending for Midoriya Izuku right here tonight, and it is just gonna keep going. As Midoriya has said, this doesn't stop until I say it is done here. And he might be looking, he was considering a United States of Smash there for a second. Oh, wait a minute, is he thinking United States of Smash? Oh no, he's not thinking it, and no! Pop-up Detroit Smash right there onto Jotaro Kujo 2! Again! Again! Not getting it again! Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? What the hell is it gonna take to keep Jotaro Kujo down at this point? What is it gonna take to keep either of these men down at this point? I need answers here, people. I need answers. I think whatever the answer is, it'll lie in the heart of battle at this point, which may very well not be for that long. Deku gets out of the way. And it's not looking good. Pop-up no with a forearm smash just like that, denied. Super kick onto Deku as he's getting right back up. Deku gets out of the assault by Jotaro. It's not looking good on either front at this point, but realistically, I feel like whoever gets the next big strike in could be the victor in this regard. And right now, Deku setting him up and a release German right there from the top. And oh god, setting it up on the other side, going. Oh no, not another full Cali, but a stomp right there onto Jotaro just like that. And he's thinking, one more Detroit Smash, one more, and this has to be it. This has to be it, right? This has to be it. If that was it, Jotaro got the hell out of Dodge real quick because of a rope break. And oh god, oh no, Deku, don't tell me you are that desperate. Do not tell me you are that desperate! Deku got desperate, and that may cost him dearly, because Jotaro Kujo realized what was happening and he is pissed. And really, I'm pissed off as well. Release half Nelson just like that. But he's thinking he's gotta finish the job. Deku's already back up. Deku is already all the way back up. Deku thinking he could finish it off sooner rather than later. Still going for it. And no, Deku, one false move, trying to go for the strikes again, but no. It's not looking good for Deku here, I'll say that right here and now. And continuing to wear down on him, Jotaro. Jotaro's thinking he's got only one opportunity, and this might be it. Going for a second over heaven, just like that. 1, 2, 3. Christ, that was a main event full of twists and turns. But Jotaro Kujo confirms he was always the better man of the two. Despite Sho Minamimoto getting involved, it was never in doubt. Jotaro Kujo was and is the man, the better man between the both of them. And oh, Jesus Christ! God fucking damn it. Once again, raining on Jotaro Kujo's parade right here tonight with that vicious assault right there by Sho Minamimoto. Just when we thought we were actually getting a decent enough win. And, oh, wait a minute! Deku coming in here now. Coming in here seemingly to not to leverage it against Sho, but to take out his own frustrations at losing onto Sho Minamimoto just like that. And oh my god, are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me here, Deku? Yeah, you lost the match. What the fuck is wrong with you though? What is actually wrong with Midoriya Izuku here that he cannot take this loss and focus on Sho? And there we go. There we go. That is what you get, Deku. And you can see right there as he lays in on Deku that our Millennium Champion is proud of what he has done here tonight. And God help both of those men going into Rebound.